Hello folks, my name's David Edgar, I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm joining you tonight to talk about Rangers' 1-0 victory over Ufa in the final qualifying round for the Europa League. And it was a stuffy, attritional game. Ufa came to Ibrox, I think, determined to make sure that they didn't concede much, more so than focused on scoring. And they played a 4-5-1, which went to 4-6-0 very quickly and would remain in that for large patches of the game. Rangers had a lot of the ball, never really looked under threat apart from 1 minute, just after we scored, in fact. Apart from that, Rangers were completely dominant, utterly bossed the game. Maybe weren't as sharp in the final third as we have been and as we would want to be. And in the end, I think a 1-0 victory was decent. The key thing for me in Europe is don't concede an away goal, because now obviously when we go over there the pressure is so on Ufa every time we attack that if we score it, we've all been there, European nights at Ibrox, when you're terrified of the team if you haven't got an away goal from the first leg, and you know that every one of their attacks could prove so crucial. So I don't really see anything to worry about going over there. They didn't impress me in the way that certain other sides that we've played hard. They're organised and they're hard working, and the shape was brilliant from them, and their manager clearly has them set up defensively well, but I just don't think they have that spark, unless there's a whole side of their game that we just haven't seen so far. But to the match itself, as I say, Rangers started, I thought, quite brightly for the first 15 minutes, but then fell away. The manager said that himself in his post-match interview, that we just couldn't really get stuff going in the final third. One great chance for Alfredo Morelos, a superb 60-yard ball from Connor Goldson, just lofted over the top, inch perfect. And I think Alfie would have done a bit better. He kind of headed tamely at the goalkeeper, but he'd been clattered just seconds before, and I think he was still kind of recovering from that. But just before half-time, set piece over on the far side, from where I was in the Govan, cross comes over, up rises Alfie, keeper palms it away, and there's Connor Goldson, our one of our two goal-scoring centre-backs, to poke the ball home. And I felt going into the second half, yep, here we go, we'll step up and we'll get that second or third that will kill the match, but it never really materialised. Despite an excellent performance from Ovie Ejaria in midfield, that's probably the best we've seen him in an attacking sense, I thought. Partly because I think that Scott Arfield, who had a quiet match, bar some lovely touches, was double marked, and I think that one of Ufa's tactics was to let Ejaria have the ball and concentrate more on Arfield. But then you only create more danger if you step up, and he did and made the most of the space he had. He revelled in it, but we just couldn't get that final ball. Didn't really make any massively great clear-cut chances, although we should have had a penalty when Glenn Middleton, who came on as a sub, burst into the box, was filled, but the referee claimed to have spotted a handball by other substitute Kyle Lafferty in the build-up. The ref was an odd one. I've rarely seen a referee so lenient, to the point of laziness. I just thought he couldn't be arsed filling in the paperwork, because one of Ufa's tactics was to commit lots of small niggling fouls, just to break up Rangers' momentum and stop us getting any real solidity and any real kind of fluidity into our play. The fouls weren't knee-high challenges or anything like that, but they were cynical and they were constant, and usually referees will issue a yellow card at one point and say, right, I'm on to you, stop that. But Ufa just kept pushing to see how far they would go before the ref would intervene, and he just wouldn't. And at first it was letting the game flow, and then it eventually became, look mate, come on, have you forgot your cards, kind of thing. Also didn't seem to know what a foul throw was. I mean, Jesus Christ, they were like basketball free throws at some point from the Ufa players. It was peculiar, but he didn't seem in a mood to call them either. And Rangers stuck at it. They were dogged. As I say, the only chances we gave away were in literally the minute after we scored, the old cliche. You're never more vulnerable than but it was proved correct tonight. Alan McGregor with another brilliant big save, a big moment, and that's what you get from Shagger. He will do that. He will step up when you need him to, and that was it from Ufa. So the crowd left, I think, a little bit thinking, well, we could have done a wee bit better there. But isn't that a testament to how far we've come in such a short space of time? Because if you'd said to me 6 weeks ago, you said to any of us, by the way, you'll be 1-0 up against a team who maybe don't look that great attacking, and you've got a really good defence to get into the Europa League, we'd have bit your hand off. Christ, we would have swallowed your arm all the way up to the shoulder. So I'm confident. Like I say, I think if we score over there and we're capable of it, I don't think they'll score 3 against us. And I could look like a complete tit. It wouldn't be the first time, and let's face it, probably won't be the last. But that's, all I can tell you tonight is sitting here after it, a couple of hours after it's finished, I'm thinking, yep, we're going to do this. We've got the ability to do this. And it was great to see Big Lafferty back. It's another option for us, and you can see what he brings now. The fact that he would step back into midfield just automatically, things that he didn't do in his first spell, because he's a more complete player, I think, now. And he got a great reception. Lee Wallace on the bench as well. So after it really looked for a while like his Rangers career was over, then obviously there's a new lease of life there. So yeah, it's all positive. And I think one of the concerns that I've heard people talk about is that we are very reliant on Alfredo Morelos and so far the defence really to get goals for us, and that the midfield and the wide men haven't been competing. And while that is true, I think you need to look at each game individually rather than as a collective. We're looking at that across 10 matches and saying, well, they don't score enough goals. But all of our matches have been so different. We've had Europe, we've had tough away games where we've gone down to 10 men. We've had European games where we need to score. We've had European games where it was a bit defensiveness. We've had a League Cup game away on a plastic pitch. And I think the manager is a horses for courses manager. I think he picks his tactics according to what the individual game is. And that's something we've wanted for a while. That's something we've screamed out about. We watched last season when Graham Murray went with his 4-2-3-1, come hell or high water, whether we're playing at Parkhead or playing Dundee, it didn't matter to him. And there will be times where he's asking his wingers to get forward and make things happen, and there'll be time he's saying, concentrate on your defensive duties, keep us tight, keep us in shape. So is it working? Yes, and that's really all that concerns me at the moment. I'm sure it's something they'll be looking at. We've brought Kyle Lafferty in. Obviously, I think we'll need to bring somebody else in with the sad news about Jamie Murphy. But I'm comfortable, and Jarius coming on to a game. Again, we keep forgetting it's 10 games. And a testament to what the manager has done that we're feeling like this, and we're beginning to get our expectation levels up and calibrated back to a real proper Rangers level again. So no, I'm happy, very happy with that. And as I say, a win to 0 in Europe will always do me. 2, I think would probably have killed the tie genuinely, but at 1 they're obviously still in it. But I think if we go over there and impose ourselves, we should have enough about us to get through that tie. And I believe in the defence, and that's absolutely key, because it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. But in Goldson and Katic, I think we have 2 fantastic centre-backs. We've got a fantastic goalkeeper, and I'm confident. And I think that we might just have enough about us to make that, which would be an extraordinary achievement for Steven Gerrard in his first season of management when you look at the situation he inherited at Rangers. And I think we would all just continue our love affair with the man from Liverpool. Thank you very much then for listening to me. It's always appreciated that you'll take time out of your life to do so. If you like what we do, then you can listen to our 2 free shows which come out on podcast, Android, anywhere you get your pods. It comes out on Apple and Android, anywhere you get your pods, on a Monday and a Friday. Well, usually a Thursday, but we're playing at the moment and hopefully will be for a while, so on a Friday. But if you want even more from us and you're fed up with football coverage in Scotland, who can blame you, then come to Heart and Hand on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heart and Hand, where you will get 4 to 5, sometimes even 6 new shows per day on all sorts of subjects. Obviously, we do post-match reactions, we do current events, daily news updates, but we also do historical look at players, at matches from the past. We'll break down whole seasons. We've done a lengthy series on the Advocat years, which is at 34 episodes yet and counting. You name it, we do it. There's comedy shows. There's also shows on Italian football, on world football, on the EPL. So please try it. It's $1.99 per month. I think you'll enjoy it. We've got almost 3,500 subscribers, and they come and they stay. So that's the biggest recommendation I could give you. But if not, and you're quite happy just to check out my ugly mug on here, and I am aware that I do look like someone normal, that you're looking at the reflection in the back of a spoon. Blame age and a misspent, I was going to say childhood, but 20s and 30s as well. But thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me, and I will be back on Sunday after Rangers' trip to Fir Park. Until then, have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.